Chapter 7 deals with the transport systems that are found in plants. The transport systems that are found in plants, those systems are commonly known as the vascular system. We will be talking about the vascular system as we go along this chapter. Onwards to 7.1, we'll talk about xylem, phloem, and how they are distributed in each of these three specific places. For starters, roots, stems, and leaves. Before we go on with anything, I'll give you a small introductory point. Now, this vascular transport system comprising of xylem and phloem run through the three main organs, which are going to be roots, stems, and leaves of a plant. Roots, stems, and leaves of a plant. Now, it's important for you to identify where exactly each of these lie, meaning where you find the xylem, where you find the phloem, how they are distributed within these organs, and you have to identify them distinguishably. There's a very common point of confusion where most of the time you assign xylem to phloem and phloem to xylem. To prevent that, I will have a diagram for you. It's going to be a very simple diagram. Now, this is your overall plant. Pay attention to this. This is the overall plant. We'll be looking at three plant organs now. For starters, the leaf, stem, and the root. Now, if you look at the leaf, this is the structure that you will find. If you look at the leaves, that's the structure that you'll find. Now, you might not really be able to understand how we're looking at things and where we are looking at things. For that, I'm going to do a small illustration. Now, when we have a leaf, this is what the leaf looks like. So the leaf has got this type of an area, and then the stalk, and then you have your vascular network like that. Okay. Now, this cutout has been obtained from the cross section of this leaf, but just saying that like that, that's not going to help you at all. Now, I'm going to do something to this leaf. You're going to have to follow through with that to visualize exactly what I am talking about. Now, first of all, I'm going to get rid of that stalk, and I will complete this leaf like this. Now, look here. I'll take this leaf and I'm going to squish it down like this. I will squish it down like this. I hope you're seeing what's happening to the leaf. Now, I have the leaf like this, flat on the table, and I'm just taking it and I'm trying to look at it from the front. Right here. It's a very stupid visualization, if I might, but it's going to help you. Now, this is the leaf and I'm looking at it from this side. So when I am looking at a leaf from the front, it's going to have this little shape like this. A little shape like this. That's why this vascular bundle looks like that. That's why this vascular bundle looks like that. If I re-expand this, see, I'm looking at it. I'm right here. Now, I'm cutting it this way, right through the middle. And then what I'm doing is I'm observing that cut part from the front. And then I will observe this structure. Now, let's identify xylem and phloem in this. I'm going to pick the exact same colors that are represented here. So, the pinks will represent xylem. Okay. So this is going to be your xylem. And below you have your phloem. Phloem or phloem. It's okay. You can pronounce it either way. If you have the context, you will have your marks. That's where you find the xylem, and that's where you find your phloem. Moving on to the stem. Now, these are correlated, okay? Meaning this is the representation of xylem and phloem in the leaf. So the leaf looks like. Now for the stem. Do you see the distribution? A set of them are inside. One set is inside and the other set is outside. And the same color codes always follow. Xylem you find here, and the phloem would be outside. Xylem, phloem, like so. Let's move on to the root, and then I'll tell you an easier thing for you to remember where exactly you're going to find xylem and phloem. Right now, this is going to be the root right here. Okay, and you can clearly see an X, right? You can clearly see an X. So X stands for xylem, not a problem. And then you have phloem. Then you have phloem, like so. Then you have phloem. So I should get rid of this. And that is your phloem. I don't think you can see the phloem part better. Let's get rid of that. Use a different color. I'll use purple. Now see, this is your phloem. Okay, this is your phloem, like so. Now you might notice something. If I consider the xylem, it's on the inside. When it comes to the root, if I consider the stem as well, xylem is on the inside. Here also, if I consider the leaf like this, I'm going to be, if I bend the leaf, I'm going to be bending it like this, no? Inwards. So again, xylem will be on the inside, if you get what I mean. The leaf. Oops. Therefore, we can write down a small short point just to remember. Now, it's not going to be such a difficult thing to remember this, but we'll just have a small thing in our mind. Xylem is always inside. Xylem is always inside, while phloem is outside. That's the general idea of where you're going to find xylem, phloem between root stems and leaves, and you have to know how to identify these from any particular given picture.